Want to welcome everyone to Ask the Benefit Expert Tips for Chamber Success. And this is being recorded. So if you're not listening to this live, you'll be able to get a chance to watch it on replay via email or some other medium. And it's very timely because we are going to be talking about video marketing. We've got a representative from Big Impact Video. I'm really excited to learn more about it. Just real quick, I'm Tim Ansett. I'm the director of the Perrysburg Area Chamber of Commerce over in Northwest Ohio, and I'm also a board member on NOAC. So really excited to have Big Impact Video on board with us as a benefit for all of our members. And we're going to learn more about it and some success tips and overview and how to get signed up and best practices. So without further ado, I'm going to announce today's benefit expert, Big Impact Video, and I like this founder, creator, owner, dream maker of Big Impact Video, Brenda Norris. So go ahead, Brenda. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it. So, gosh, there's so much to say, and I kept thinking, man, I want to go over everything, but I also want to think about what would be the most important message that you guys could take away from this. And so I'm going to be talking on two different layers. One is how the software can work for your chamber, but also how the software can benefit your members, or if you're business owners, in your business. So obviously, it goes without saying, most of the social platforms are moving to video. I mean, even 2 years ago, I think LinkedIn, you barely saw a video on there, and now it's you scroll through and there is just a ton of videos. So I think it's important that if people have not moved on to using video marketing, that they do so. And I know that there's a lot of people who are uncomfortable with the thought of being on video, and that's perfectly normal. And I would say that my message to everybody is that you embrace that because it makes you more human. And people want to feel like they're doing business with someone they know. So we have a lot of conversations about that in my Big Impact community. So all the people that use the software, sometimes they're like, Brenda, I'm just so nervous, or I don't know what to say. And those are things that we work through. And so this is much more than a software. Big Impact Video is way more than a software. It's a solution as far as getting yourself out there on video. So why it's important to your members. Video marketing can be very expensive. And not to mention, there's a lot to learn. Editing, it doesn't come easy for everybody. And so there are a lot of things, bells and whistles that you can get into when you're thinking about video marketing. And this software really takes that piece out, so you don't have to worry about it. The other thing is time. You can really do, I've promoted before, we have a 24-minute marketing plan that we do every week. And so it's really that quick. And I think when it's that quick, it's something that people can stick to and see results. And that's the most important thing, because when you're spending marketing dollars, let's face it, the economy right now, every dollar counts, right? And so when you're spending marketing dollars, you want to make sure that it's something that's effective. And I do believe that video is the quickest way to know, like, trust. So, that being said, let me talk a little bit about how Big Impact Video can work for your chamber. So, I've had my marketing agency. We're going on, I've been doing marketing for about 14 years, and our agency is about 11 years old. So, initially I was doing all kinds of stuff. And then when COVID happened, of course, there was a little bit of a switch and video became very important. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to move with this. And so that's kind of how we are where we are. Also, I was president of the Seville Area Chamber of Commerce for 7 years. And in that time, we struggled with engagement. And I think that that's a common thing. I think you have your lifers, they're there all the time at all of the things. And then you have these outliers who you don't see them very often. And maybe they're just a part of the chamber because of one of the benefits. And so we struggled with having people engaged. And I think back and I think, man, I wish we had this tool because you're about to hear how the different ways you can use it, but it would have been really helpful for us. And so how I see chambers using this, and by the way, this is offered to all the chambers at no cost for your chamber to use this with your members, to be in touch with your members, to market your chamber. So what does the software do? The software can do many things. And so I just want to touch on each. First thing it can do is send a video message. So that means through Facebook, LinkedIn, text. It can do a branded video. So say it's Cindy, and Cindy is doing a video. She wants everybody to know what the benefits are with partnering with NOAC. That would be a branded video. So that puts her logo, some music with it. It makes her the subject matter expert, and then she can take that video and share it and use it however she would like. The other things you can do is you can send out video testimonial requests, which is my absolute favorite, which I will tell you about in a little bit more in depth in a minute. We also have the feature, and I don't want to overwhelm all of you, because there's a lot here, but we also have the feature for a video chat bot for your website. So this takes all your FAQs. You do quick videos. You do have to put in the initial work and create the videos, but then you put them in the system, and then that becomes your video chat bot on your website, which is really cool. It's very intuitive. So if somebody asks a question there and there isn't a video that exists, it will answer their question based on what's on your website in text, and then it'll send you a message and say, so and so asked, XYZ. You should think about creating a video about that. So it's really cool. It kind of walks you through having an all encompassing type video chatbot. So let me just actually, I'm going to share my screen because I want to show you just what the dashboard looks like real quick. So I'm in my dummy account here, and you'll see it's all spelled out right here, the different videos you can create. You can create the video in the software or outside of the software and upload it into the software. So either way, so if you're on the go, you just want to do it on your phone real quick, you can do that. One thing I did forget to mention is creating a story video, which is basically like a case study where you're able to it asks 3 separate questions and it breaks it up. So it's a longer video, which is really cool. So one of the things, that's very important about video testimonials, I talk about this a lot, is social proof, the power of social proof. I could stand here all day and I can say, this video software is amazing. This is so great and you should use it, right? But it's way more powerful if somebody else comes in and says, you know what? Brenda's software is awesome. You should really use it because they've used it and they've had the experience. So essentially, word of mouth is very, very powerful. So why not use video testimonials? And what I love about video testimonials also is for those that don't feel comfortable on camera, this is kind of like a cheat code because you're using other people on video to help you grow your business. And I'm sorry, I have a puppy and he's whining like crazy in the background. So I hope he's not too loud. So one of the other things, it's a stat from, now I don't want to misquote. So let me just say, so when websites that include testimonials receive 45% more traffic than websites with no testimonials. And that's from userevidence.com. That's an really important stat, right? Video testimonials you can use them so many ways. They're versatile. So social media, on your website, in a newsletter, however you want to use them. And it's the video testimonial function on here is my favorite. I use it the most. Probably second is video messaging. So texting someone a video. So let me actually go over in a video messaging and just kind of show you what it looks like here. All right. So I created this really quick video. It was hey, thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and just very generic. I text this out. And if you can see here, I can see how many times it was played, if they watched the whole thing, when was the last time they watched it, right? And what's cool about this also is it shows up as a thumbnail. It's not a weird link where they're like, oh, I'm not sure if I should, click on this. It's actually a thumbnail with your face or whomever. And so they can see that it's legitimate. So, which is really cool. It also gives the option to put these call to action buttons. So if they want to respond or call you back or whatever, it shows up. So it's a no brainer. It makes it so that they don't have to search for your information. It's perfect. I love it. What I've noticed too, this is really big for LinkedIn because LinkedIn, I don't know about you, I get inundated with InMail and it's like, oh, I'd like to connect. I saw this XYZ. And good for them for putting in the effort, love it. But when you look at your inbox, it's all of those, right? And you see a video amongst those, it stands out. So that's why I love it for LinkedIn. It has a really good open rate. And so that's my little pointer. So I want to talk about how this benefits the chamber. So not only do you have use of this software, but I will sit down with you. So the chambers that have already signed up and are using this benefit, we sit down, we have a very, I would say, customized conversation about what are your goals? Is it growing your membership? Is it an event you have coming up? And we talk about that and we talk about the different kinds of videos that, I would recommend that you do based on my knowledge with this and my knowledge as in the chamber world too. So you get, hand holding. I'm here, for you whenever you have a question on how to use it or whatever, but we get you all set up. I think it's important for the chambers to use this in order for the members to see the value in it. The value to you is when you have a member that is signed up for Big Impact Video, you will get a revenue share of $10 a month per user, as long as the life of the user. So that can add up quite quickly, actually, especially depending if how many members you have. And what we pay those out quarterly. So yes, as long as they're a member, it's $10. Now the price to them is a special price as well. It's $57 a month, which is extremely affordable, especially for smaller businesses. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? The other thing is if you decide that you want to make this available to your chamber members, we can do all kinds of things. I've gone in person to do a little kickoff and informational session. We can do an actual workshop. We can do something like this where we're on Zoom. However you really want to do it, every chamber is so different. I'm here to assist with that. So kicking it off and launching it to your people, that's something that I can take care of and kind of take the lead on. But a lot like David said earlier is having access to your members to where I'm able to say, hey, did you know this exists? And it not be another thing on the leadership for the chamber to try and get out. I think that that's really important aside from having information on your website. So my thoughts are I don't want to inundate anybody with emails, but sending out a monthly video, myself sending out a monthly video email and just explaining, hey, did you know that this exists? And this month, here's the video ideas that we came up with for you to use for your business. So that's another thing is they get to become a part of our community where they can come get support. And that is whether it's technical support or if it's, I just can't say the right thing on camera, right? Whatever it is, we're there for that. Let's see. As far as assets, when you sign up, I do send you a package. Here's an example of a social media post that has your branding on it. So I send you a package that has these different types of posts. And like I said, after we initially get you set up, I have a whole workbook of here's the kind of video you should make if you are in a membership drive time of year. So a playbook. So that works really well when you can't come up with any ideas for content. Let's see. Cindy, is there anything that is there anything that you think that I should go over before I move on to how we do this, how
I
we enroll?
Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm like, let's see. You can upload your own videos.
Yep. Yep. You can upload your own videos. Again, if you're on the go, sometimes it's easier to do it that way. But what ends up happening is, and I will show Still Monroe Falls, I will show here, and I don't think you'll be able to hear the sound, but you'll be able to get the gist. So she's using it as a branded video, and what she's doing is she's literally sitting down in front of her device. She's recording this video and then she uploads it, or she may already be in the software, I'm not sure. And it puts an intro and outro and music. I'm going to try really hard. I'm going to mute myself and see if that will help for you to hear the audio. So hold on one. So sorry, but there's music. It's obviously her speaking, and then it has music in the background. And I'm more than happy to send you more examples if after this. But so she was actually doing a quarterly wrap up, so which was really cool, and obviously has the call to action at the end if you want it. You don't have to have a call to action. These are all customizable in the actual software. So what I would say is for people to get started, first of all, for the chamber to get started and to start taking advantage of the chamber benefits of this, not only the use of the software, but also the revenue share, is that we have a discussion and we get you actually signed up, and I get your logo from you and that kind of housekeeping type stuff. I set up your account, and then we set a time for when I'm going to train you or your staff or whomever is going to be using it. And then the next step is to pick a date where either I'm going to come do a workshop or I'm going to do a Zoom for your chamber members to introduce them to the software and, let them know how they can use it and how it can benefit their chambers. So on the NOAC website, there's a form that Cindy created about, people who are interested in the member benefits of NOAC. But also the absolute best way to reach me is by email, which is brenda@bigimpactonline.com. Let me put it in the chat. This way, I can't type and talk at the same time. So hold on one moment. There we go. So the easiest way is email, because that gets me directly. And we can really talk about what you have coming up for your chamber and how you might best use this software. And again, it's at no cost to the chamber. The other thing I will say is some of the chambers that are using it, one of the things that I've suggested to them is sending out, before I don't know how, in our chamber, we had monthly meetings. So if I had this video text messaging, I think that would be what I would have used. Is I would have, a few days beforehand, hey, can't wait to see you at the monthly luncheon, and send it out to members. So that's just like a quick example of how I would use it on, a regular basis to try and, bump up the attendance at events. This is also great for showing all the different benefits to joining your chamber. So having members do a video testimonial for the chamber, Solon, amazing chamber. They have all of these different little subgroups, right? And so they have a little bit of something for everybody. And that could be a testimonial from one of Solon's members so that they can put it out there and reach another business owner who needs a support group, needs some exposure. So that's how I would, off the cuff and just being in charge of a chamber for as long as I was, that's how I would have used this software. So I think that's it. I went over how you enroll. Cindy, do you have anything else you want me to go over?
Yeah, I think you covered everything.
Okay. Are there any, Tim, I don't want to take over your job. So are
Oh,
you supposed
you
to be
you
running?
are more than welcome to take over my job. Yeah, no, I just, I'd like to say too that, we're always looking for, you know, products and services that enhance and add value to our members. And, we're really looking forward to getting this one out to them and giving you some business and in return, our businesses and members will see the rewards from it. So thank you for everything that you do. And if there's anyone on here that has any questions, feel free to ask now, and then I know that we have your email address and your contact info for anyone that's watching this on a recording. They'll be able to, ask questions too after they watch this. So, but if anyone's got any questions, feel free to chime in. And if not, yeah, I'll just echo again, we really appreciate you coming on board and being a part of NOAC, and we're really looking forward to seeing seeing how we can help our businesses and members. So, so thank you again.